Go in the back. Bang, let's go, baby. Let's go, it's 2 in a row. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are out here at Hyco Lake Park in Samoa, North Carolina, playing the worst course in the area. Playing 9 holes on it. Today I'm going to kind of show you, some of the reasons why I don't like coming out here. The last time I posted a video out here was this, and I had planned on not coming back out here at all, but I needed an idea for a video today, so here we are. But yeah, well, you gotta see the design flaws and how bad some of the tees are, and it's bad. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get on into it.
All right, guys, so hole 1 is a 382-foot par 3. I'm taking my Wanderlust from hole 13 disc golf. I'm trying to pump it out there as far as I can. A little too much hyzer, stood up for me, but didn't turn at all, so pushed it a little bit to the right. Did have this nice upshot here with my Psychic, and I was able to put it pretty close, if not right next to the basket. And I'll be able to take a par on this course. Something I want to say first off is that none of these holes have tee pads. You're all throwing off the dirt or the mud, and none of the tee pads are flat. So you're throwing at an angle, downhill, uphill. This one, 246-foot par 3, the tee sign says it's the basket straight away, which is actually hole 7's basket, which is what I threw to. But the basket is actually on the other side of the pickleball courts, and right there you're throwing off of nothing but loose rocks, which is not ideal whatsoever. I did leave myself with this shot right here. It wasn't too far away, so I just threw my Psychic, tried to get down there to the bottom of the hill, and ended up skipping off the back. I will have this putt for par, which isn't really all that far, but it's uphill, and I can't really, the camera doesn't do it justice because it's very uphill, and I just didn't push it to the right far enough. I will end up taking a bogey on this hole and be 1 over on the round. But I got some new shoes, some new disc golf shoes that I'm wearing today. I'm trying to break them in. And it's a perfect course to do it because of how bad the footing is. So hole 3 is probably one of my favorite holes on the course, 278, par 3. There's a playground right there to the left, and all that is OB, and the basket is just past it on the right. Throwing my thread here from Hooligan, and I turned it perfectly. It was a great throw. It plays pretty uphill, so I didn't really get all that much on it. I left it a little short, but I was not OB. It was very close, but not OB. Bad attempt at the putt, just trying to get it up there. Putt's well uphill as well. But I will end up taking a par on this hole. Like I said, this is probably one of my favorite holes on this course. But I will say it was a decent little walk to get to this hole from hole 2. You have to go across the road and down the hill a little bit. Hole 4, 289-foot par 3. It's down there and to the left. You guys would have saw this hole in that other video. So I decided to play it. I wanted to be a little bit more left the last time I played it, and I decided to do the same thing, throw the same disc, and it ended up going exactly where I wanted it to go. Just down there to the left. Actually rolled a little bit down that hill and gave me a pretty good look at birdie, but I did not make the birdie putt. Gave it a good run, just didn't push it far enough. I've been working on my putting a little bit. I've kind of lost it, throughout the season. You're putting good at one tournament, and then you're putting horrible at another tournament, and this is kind of practice for me as to not think so much and just putt the disc. So hole 5, 243-foot par 3, just around those bushes to the right, not by much. You really need to play something really far out there and let it crash right at the wood line, and I didn't do that. I didn't give it enough and ended up right there in the woods. It's a pretty tough little look here. It did not have much of anything at the basket except for a scuba to try to get it close. It's nothing but thorns and stuff in there anyway, so just kind of tossed it up there and tried to give myself at least a look at the par, which I will end up taking here, which is unfortunate because this hole is fairly easy with my skill set, and I just didn't play it correctly. So I'll still be 1 over after 5. And as you can see, I saw my frustrations with the thumbs down there. Hole 6, 297, par 3. Taking my Wanderlust again, and I slipped on the mud trying to throw this shot and almost fell. I'll show you guys right where I slipped, and this is what every tee pad looks like. There's no pad, it's just grass, and that's where my foot slipped there. So I barely got it off the tee box. Throwing my Psychic here, just trying to get it close. Psychic is becoming a very important piece of my bag as time goes on. But I did throw it within 10 feet, and I will make this putt for par, and we will move on to hole 7 after a quick break.
All right, guys, I got to take a second, speak what's on my mind about this course. So it's in the neighboring county of where I live, but it's not but maybe 2 to 3 minutes outside of the county line. It's on a lake where, campground, a lot of people come through in and out throughout the year. With it being winter, not so much. During the summertime, it stays pretty busy out here, especially for locals and, people who come out here to get on the boat and go fishing, all that good stuff. But that's not what I'm talking about. I want to talk about the course itself. It is just not good. It's got so much potential. There's so much open space out here, but they have not really done, one, well maintained, keeping it maintained, and 2, the layout is just awkward. I showed you on that last hole where my foot slipped. Here's the next hole, and there's, again, none of these holes have tee pads. You're throwing off a flat ground, and like today where it rained a lot a few days ago, it's pretty muddy, so getting footing is really hard. But again, this course has so much potential to be something decent. It's just not. Like on hole 2, like I told you, threw to the wrong basket because the tee sign told me the basket straight ahead was the basket, but it wasn't. So, but I'm just complaining, I guess. You probably won't see me back out here again after this round, but that's just because I don't feel like dealing with what I'm dealing with right now, which is I gotta walk 7 miles from one hole to another, and I gotta look hard for the tee sign. If you don't have U-disc up, it's hard to navigate this course because it doesn't really give you, where's the next hole? I'm not 100% sure, and that's a design flaw. But anyway, that's just a rant. We'll keep moving. Still gonna try to shoot under par, so let's keep it going.
All right, so hole 7 is a 321-foot par 3. I'm not sure if you can see, but the basket is right there at the corner of the pickleball courts. It's coming from hole 2, which is the basket that I threw to earlier. And again, the footing thing, I'm very big on footing and being able to plant and throw, especially when I'm doing a tomahawk. Really couldn't get much on that. So I just tossed my Psychic down there to the bottom of the hill, which would only give me like a 15 footer, which is what I was looking for anyway. I knew I wasn't gonna make that putt, and it's almost a 90-degree drop off down there on both sides, so just pitched up there and was able to take a par and move on to the next one.
All right, guys, I'm gonna give you a little example about the design flaw in this course. All this open space, as you can see, okay? So I'm gonna show you the tee pad, or the tee sign, really, for hole 7 is right there, right there, and the basket is right there. Hole 8, walk up this hill to that tee sign, right there, and the basket is right there, okay? Hole 9, you walk from that basket all the way down So that T sign right there, and the basket is all the way down there, down there. So just a bunch of unnecessary walking. It could be designed so much better.
All right, moving on here to hole 8, 250-foot par 3. Tossed my captain's raptor up there. Just tried to get it into that little spot, and at this point I was done. I was just ready to go. Got me a nice little 15-footer, just kind of tossed it at the basket, and it ended up going in, which was pretty lucky. I'll be even after 8, which all things considered is pretty surprising. This course isn't very hard, it's just awkward. But hole 9, 406-foot par 3, and this is probably the worst out of all the tee pads. I don't know if you could tell by the way my body was moving, but it's downhill to the right if you're throwing. So I didn't feel comfortable throwing anything understable, so I just threw my yeet out there as far as I could on a flex angle. Left me with this, tossed the Astray up there from hole 13, tried to get it close. The wind picked up the flight plate there at the end, and skipped a little far. I still left myself with a decent 25-footer, and I hit the change, just not where I needed to hit the chains. That'll be a bogey. I'll be 1 over to finish the round, which isn't awful. I did want to shoot under par, but not today. And this will likely be my last time coming out here to play at this course.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you like that video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I post every Friday. So I've got a tournament next weekend. So next Friday, what you'll get is my in the bag for the start of the season. We'll get 3. Start of the season, midway point at the end of the season. And then the following weekend, you'll get the recap from that tournament. I'm super excited. I'm super pumped, super ready to go. I was going to do the full back 9, but or the full 18 holes, and do a 9 this week, 9 next week in the bag, but I'm not going to do that. This course is just not worth me being out here all day in the cold. But yeah, if you guys like that, make sure to follow along, and we'll see you guys next Friday.